What the ECB just announced is absolutely wild to me. This is the European Central Bank. That's right, the ECB, and what they announced, I'm telling you guys, it is a very big thing to focus on. It's a big deal for the entire industry, and we're going to be talking about it. If you guys want to absolutely crush this market, I mean making sure that your long-term, your mid-term, and even your short-term goals are being hit in this space, you guys need to be in the Discord. I have a complete free section and a complete paid section as well, where both sides are getting a ton of value. Even the free side. Guys, I don't ignore the free side. We have weekly events in there. We're doing portfolio reviews, you name it. So what are you guys waiting for? Join the free Discord now. Links are down in the description below. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about the stablecoin that is coming to the XRP ledger and also to Ethereum by Ripple, RLUSD or Real USD. We have big deal, and this is from Crypto Airy. The partnership between USDC, by Circle, and SBI Holdings Japan highlights the strategic role of stablecoins in financial ecosystems, in my opinion. This foreshadows the upcoming use case for the Ripple RLUSD stablecoin in Japan as well. Payments, buy, sell, acquire. Yeah, listen, the amount of use case potential that a stablecoin holds behind it, especially one that is very, very efficient, has a proper backing to it, and with the balance sheet that Ripple possesses, pretty much zero risk as well, and with Ripple being extremely compliant in, going about the stablecoin, it does really kind of beg the question, is RLUSD going to be the largest stablecoin in the space? It could be. And the use case potential that it does hold for XRP and the XRP ledger as well is very significant. But check this video out.
The fact that the central banks and the regulators in all of the biggest financial market centers in the world are actively putting in place prudential regulations for stablecoin issuance and operation is a big deal. We're partnering with lawmakers, regulators, central banks to construct the framework that makes these fungible digital currency units work. The same thing is coming in Japan, where they actually have like a foreign currency stablecoin framework and a whole reserve model. So USDC can be reserved for Japanese holders. So basically, you're seeing all these governments stand up these frameworks, and it's a really exciting thing because we're building the internet financial system.
As for the partnership with Circle, a U.S. company, for stablecoins, we also reached a basic agreement on November 21st of last year. Our group also has a bank, which is the SBI Bank. In addition, electronic payment methods, trading operations, assets under application, high-price traders, and all of these things must be in place to do this business. We will be the only company with a significant license to handle stablecoins. Then, Circle, Inc., backed by cash and cash equivalents in the United States, will release USDC, the second most stable coin after USD Tether. We would like to buy, sell, acquire, and do other things with USDC in the form of dollars in Japan, in compliance with Japan's high regulations, and we plan to do this in any case.
So yeah, as we really kind of think about what's happening here, stablecoins are the number one thing to focus on. If you're in this space and you are openly investing into any of these networks, say for Hedera, for an example, almost all of them are now pivoting to stablecoins in a large way. And the reason why is because it opens the door of opportunity to institutional DeFi initiatives, financial use cases that could not actually thrive without stablecoins. Stablecoins are becoming a very key player as well around, just digital finance. We talk about stablecoin growth, 2.8 trillion in one quarter. That is no joke. That's why stablecoins are a big focus from all of these companies, but also a stablecoin can provide a big revenue generation for Ripple. So if we think about that, selling of XRP dropped significantly. And now the big revenue generator for Ripple is the stablecoin. I very much so look forward to this. Now, also Circle, right? Jeremy Allaire. Back in January, we got a big announcement from Jeremy Allaire. Very good chance that US passes stablecoin laws this year, Circle CEO says. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire said that 2024 is likely the year that the US passes concrete laws for the stablecoin industry. And it is because of, how big the market is, but also the fact that as we really kind of look at stablecoins, they continue to grow and continue to grow in such a large way. Such a large way. Now, it's so large that it's very hard to ignore. When we have something like stablecoins really kind of catching up to Visa and MasterCard and ultimately getting so close to the point of flipping them in transactional value and volume in a year, that's something to really think about. That's why stablecoins are so big now, to the point where, yeah, it seems as though regulation it's right there. We're so close to actual stablecoin laws in the US where now we could see stablecoins thriving, doors opening around use cases in the US, institutions embracing stablecoins as well. I mean, this is going to be a very, very big deal. But also, what about JP Morgan? Because we've talked about this just recently. Smoke Dog, June 2024. JP Morgan says that stablecoin bill is likely to be approved before US presidential election. And RLUSD being tested right now, regulation poses a threat to Tether's dominance. The timing, it's clear what is happening. And yes, here we have stablecoin bill may pass before the election, JP Morgan says. Over here we have the stablecoin bill is likely to be approved before the presidential election and poses a threat to Tether's dominance. And yes, even over here we have from CoinDesk more recently, August 15th, JP Morgan says stablecoin regulations pose a significant challenge to Tether, the issuer of USDT. So if we think about the timing of all of this, the timeline from the fact that we get the announcement that Ripple is looking, forward to launching a stablecoin. Okay, interesting. But if we go back to January, we have, Circle talking about stablecoin laws. Then all of a sudden, Circle is possibly, in talks with Ripple. A lot of people have been speculating on that. But then also JP Morgan talking about, a stablecoin bill coming into effect. But what's even funnier about this is there's a much bigger connection with JP Morgan. Because if we go all the way here to August 29th, both Brad Garlinghouse and JP Morgan expect the US stablecoin regulation to be passed before the election in November. Coincidence? I think not. Ripple set to launch US stablecoin in a crowded $150 billion market. Over here, we have Garlinghouse said he expects a stablecoin bill to be approved before this year's presidential election. Stablecoin bill may pass before the election, JP Morgan says. Here we have the Tether, talks as well. But also, Jeremy Allaire from Circle is also saying that it's a very good chance that the US passes stablecoin laws this year. So it seems as though 2024 is the year we finally get stablecoin laws in the US. And what does that do to Tether? But also over here we have from Digital Asset Investor, this goes back to June. This is the third or fourth time Brad Garlinghouse has gone out of his way to tell the market Tether is not untouchable. Tether is going to lose market share to RLUSD ? He is telegraphing this to the market for a reason, in my opinion. Strap in. Now, yes, Brad Garlinghouse and also JP Morgan are saying that Tether's dominance, there's a threat to it. Is it RLUSD? I believe that all of these things aligning perfectly, it's not a coincidence. It's all planned. But check this out.
So you're getting into the business of stablecoins. It's pretty crowded, $200 billion, the collective market cap, Tether, USDC, other players. Why now?
Well, look, I think if you look at where the market is going, well, you're right. It's somewhere between 150 and $200 billion today. I think forecasts are that it's going to be somewhere around 2 trillion to 3 trillion. So that's growth of 10 to 20x where it is today. So that in of itself is those are fun markets to be in, that they're growing quickly. The second is, I think there's likely to be some shifts in market share. Today, Tether is by far the dominant. The U.S. government, for better or for worse, we can debate, but the U.S. government has expressed concerns about Tether and how it operates outside of the United States, representing a U.S. dollar. And I think the U.S. government is taking the position, well, if you're representing a U.S. dollar, you need to be regulated by the United States. That isn't the case today, and I think there may be some shifts in how that market share. But look, overall, I think Tether will continue to grow. I think USDC will continue to grow. But I think there's a lot of room as that market grows for a Ripple-backed stablecoin.
So there you guys have it. And again, I don't think that he's really taking digs here at, Tether. I think he's just ultimately being honest. Tether has a lot of problems tied to it. We've talked about it openly on this channel. I have been voicing my concerns around Tether. I do think that RLUSD is going to change the entire perspective on stablecoins in this space. I think that a lot of people are kind of saying like, oh, it doesn't really matter. I don't think that Ripple is going to be that successful with it. I don't think that RLUSD is going to be that big. I think that this is actually going to shock a lot of those naysayers. I also think that it's going to be one of the most efficient stablecoins that we see in this space. And I do think that it is part of a much larger plan as well that a lot of people are overlooking. But also over here we have from Xrp Drops, Tether won't be there in Europe because it's not MiCA compliant. This is from Robert Koplish, Blockchain for Europe Secretary General. And yeah, so far, a lot of these exchanges have delisted Tether because of MiCA. But check it out.
Doesn't mean that this won't change, especially as the digital euro will take some time. And there's a gap now, and somebody needs to fill the gap. So maybe they turn a blind eye and say like, okay, let them go till we have a digital euro. Or it will be just an unknown situation where, Tether won't be there in Europe because it's not MiCA compliant, and some others might be also gone. Doesn't mean that.
And when we combine all of this with this recent announcement from the ECB, okay, it starts with this, and this is from Smoke Dog. We have Tether's connections to China. Despite their claims of not holding any Chinese commercial paper, documents released by the New York Attorney General revealed that Tether, in fact, held billions of dollars in short-term loans to Chinese companies. Tether even included securities issued by Chinese firms as part of the reserves backing the USDT stablecoin. This underscores the need for greater scrutiny of Tether's backing, given its critical role in the crypto market. If Tether is unable to redeem tokens for dollars due to its complex relationships with entities like those in China, confidence in crypto assets could be severely undermined. And here we could actually see those quotes being highlighted here. We have Tether Holdings Ltd. once counted securities issued by Chinese companies among the reserves backing its USDT stablecoin. A Bloomberg investigation published in October of 2021 found evidence that Tether's reserves did in fact include billions of dollars of short-term loans to Chinese companies. Should Tether be unable to redeem the tokens for dollars, confidence in crypto assets would be shaken. And over here, Tether said in July last year that it held no Chinese commercial paper at that point. According to the documents released by the New York Attorney General, Tether at one point held securities issued by major state-owned Chinese companies, including Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Now over here, we have documents detailing Tether's banking relationships, lending, and investments made through reserve assets. As of the end of March of 2021, also showed that the USDT issuer had made significant loans to third parties and highlighted accounts held at several different Bahamian banks. Interesting. Now, over here we have the ECB, European Central Bank. No joke, guys, no joke. Tether is a financial stability risk for the entire crypto ecosystem from the ECB themselves. They also highlighted the risk that unbacked crypto stablecoins or assets such as Tether pose to financial stability, emphasizing the potential dangers if current trends continue. The ECB is particularly concerned about stablecoins, specifically Tether, which are deeply integrated into the broader crypto asset ecosystem. If Tether were to fail, it could lead to a significant reduction in trading liquidity, causing disruptions in trading and price discovery within the crypto markets. This disruption would have destabilizing effects on the broader financial system. The significance of the ECB, a major authority in global finance, raising these concerns cannot be understated, and I completely agree here. As an institution responsible for maintaining financial stability across Europe, the ECB's warning signal to regulators, financial institutions, and investors that these risks are serious and could lead to increased scrutiny or regulatory actions. The ECB's intervention underscores that the potential fallout from Tether's failure is not just a niche issue within the crypto space, but a critical concern with far-reaching implications for the entire financial ecosystem. Documented evidence every time. And here we have, from the ECB.europa.eu website, Here we have unbacked crypto assets may pose a risk to financial stability in the future. The critical function some stablecoins play in the wider crypto asset ecosystem is a concern for financial stability, and if current trends continue, unbacked crypto assets will pose risk to financial stability. If, for example, Tether were to fail, a substantial amount of trading liquidity in the crypto asset ecosystem would dry up. This could disrupt trading and price discovery in crypto asset markets. In turn, it could have contagion effects for the financial system if at some point in the future crypto asset markets pose a risk to financial stability. So if we think about this, when we combine all of this with the information that we have here from Brad Garlinghouse, from JP Morgan, I mean, JP Morgan should not be disregarded here. JP Morgan is an absolute giant, one of the largest banks out there. And yes, JP Morgan is known to throw FUD around. But when we think about JP Morgan, Brad Garlinghouse, and also the ECB warning us about this, and also we have the Blockchain for Europe Secretary General as well, this cannot be avoided. Tether for the longest time has been looked at and speculated on as a crypto asset, a stable coin that has practically zero backing. It's monopoly money. I do question what's going to happen next. Are we building up for one big finale where Tether implodes, RLUSD completely takes over? We're talking about even taking over Circle. Sure, USDC will still be here, but I'm just saying RLUSD might become the largest stablecoin out there. We're talking about from backing perspective, compliant, perspective, how big Ripple actually is. I would even argue that Ripple is bigger than Circle. The connections that Ripple does have as well to institutions and the big players should not be avoided. I do think that RLUSD is going to be an absolute game changer, but I also think that we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared because could this be the last nail in the coffin for the crypto market to finally say goodbye to the unregulated, the non-compliant relationships that we have in the space, and finally open the doors to moving into a regulated space where utility completely reigns? Because remember, Tether is that last big ticking time bomb. FTX was one of the bigger ones that we had to get past, but Tether, I truly do think that this is one of the biggest ones to focus on right now, especially with all the connections to it in the space, the networking of Tether to all of these big protocols, to these big dapps, how much money is tied to Tether around DeFi as well. Like, it would definitely be a big problem, but it's something that I could see happening to completely wash out the space. We're talking about shaking out every single retail individual that is weak-handed. They will be completely gone at that time. And then guess what happens? Boom. They flip on regulations. Everything goes live. And we completely shock everyone by I truly do think that this is the plan. We leave behind all of those retail individuals that got shaken out because of this big implosion from Tether, and utility reigns. Maybe that's just me speculating a little bit, but for the most part, I do think that we need to be focused on Tether. This is definitely one that I think should be in the crosshairs. We need to focus on it. We need to be aware of the risk, and we need to be prepared at all costs, because I'm telling you, FTX, a lot of people were not prepared, and it took this market by storm. So with that being said, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.